Hey, it's Sarah from Sassy Reads, and today I'm talking about one of the books that I've read in 2018. I'm trying to review individually every single book that I read in 2018 that I give 5 stars to, and this novel snuck up on me by surprise. It is a 2018 YA fantasy release. It is called Reign the Earth by A.C. Gaughen, or Gaughen. I'm not sure how she pronounced her last name. I'm just rolling with it. It's the first book in the Elemente series. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or a series, but this book, you guys, I have not enjoyed reading a fantasy novel this much as I did with this book. I can't describe how excited Reign the Earth really and truly made me, and I want to get my hands on my own personal copy of this. I was sent this for review from NetGalley, and I almost didn't request it, but because I was like, oh, this looks like, you know, your typical, like, 1001 Arabian Nights retelling, and everyone, like, I feel like those are, like, kind of everywhere, and I don't really want to read that right now, but I requested it. It's not an Arabian Nights retelling at all. It follows Shalia, who is the daughter of the desert. She is the youngest daughter, and she is being given as kind of like a peace offering to the king of the Trifectate, and his name is Calix. And this is in hopes that the desert people and the Trifectate will end war and be at peace with one another through this marriage. Well, Shalia's best friend, Kata, is an Elemente, and the Elemente are people who are able to wield gifts of a certain nature. So, Kata's gift is the power to wield water. And she, before this novel started, embarked on a journey where she restored the Elemente's power to its full nature. Before, the Elemente people had been killed off almost, and they have been pretty much subjected to horrors at the hands of the Trifectate, and they're kind of being killed off in the same manner that I would equate Hitler's rampage with the Jewish people. A lot of the themes within this novel are similar to the World War II era and the discrimination and anti-Semitism that was during that time, but with magical people. So it's really interesting because Shalia and Kata are best friends, and Kata is like, I know that you have this power, and she's like, no, I don't have this power. Because if she were to have this power, it would be detrimental to her because, one, she's marrying the king of the Trifectate, someone who is greatly against and basically abhorrent of the Elemente people, and he will stop at nothing to eliminate them from the earth. Well, as the story progresses, we do see that Shalia has powers, that she is able to control the earth, hence reign the earth. Okay, so everything else from here I will like keep under wraps. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to spoil the whole story for you because this is so great, but I am going to talk about trigger warnings, so I do feel like that may go into spoiler territory, but before then I'll give you a warning when I do talk about those. So this novel is so atmospheric. I felt like I was reading the Old Testament. I don't know if you've ever read the Old Testament, but it's very like desert, and like it's just got like this great plot, and it definitely feels like that. It has like all this suspense and intrigue, and you're kind of like, oh, my doggy's barking. You're kind of acknowledging that this could end in a crazy way if it goes wrong, because Shalia's at high stakes right now, and so like the tension is ramped up, and it's really, like, a lot of people said that it was slow paced for them. I thought it was super fast paced, but that's because like I was flying through the pages. I really just ate this story up. I really loved Shalia as a character. I thought she was so strong. One of the things that I loved about her, for instance, was her desire to help the people. Like, a lot of the women are kind of subservient, and held in positions where they can't do anything, but Shalia wanted to create jobs for women, that way they wouldn't have to stand and wait in lines in poverty all day. And like, that was so awesome, and it's just like little things like that in the story that I really, really loved and appreciated. And she's so welcoming and loving towards all types of people, and like, her love for other people is so strong, and I just love that. And I just really, really liked her as a character, and she's one of my favorite heroines that I've read so far this year. I just thought she was so awesome. Okay, well, now here's where I'm gonna get into spoiler territory with trigger warnings and such, so if you want to stick around for trigger warnings, please do, because I do think that these are very triggering plot points, and I don't want anyone to be negatively affected when reading. So Katya, I was like combining their name. Shalia, she ends up becoming pregnant. And I must preface this, her relationship with Calyx is severely abusive. It's emotionally abusive, verbally abusive, and it eventually becomes physically abusive. And it escalates in different levels, and it's really hard to read, but I also want to say that it also addresses rape in marriage and how she did not want to have sex with Calyx on her wedding night and how that affected her. So it addresses these themes. It also addresses pregnancy and the potential of a miscarriage. Now, it is stated in the novel that we are believed to believe that she has miscarried, and towards the end it's revealed that she didn't. However, if miscarriage really, really affects you, it is very graphic, overwhelming, and it is just a deeply saddening novel. This novel is incredibly dark. It is one of the darkest fantasy novels I've ever read, and that's why I love it so much, because I'm here for that. And it tackles a lot of topics that are much more mature than your regular YA topics. And so I feel like a lot of people may be a little put off by this. And I was reading reviews, and a lot of people were really shocked by where it went. But I appreciated that, because that, like, kind of just made this novel unique for me, and it really cemented how much I enjoyed and loved this novel, especially Shalia's journey. Shalia's journey is one of heartache, heartbreak, and betrayal, and she struggles, and it's so sad and disheartening at times, but she comes out on top because of the love she has for other people and the love that other people give her. And I can't recommend it enough. Also, now I'm going to talk about some characters. I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but outside of her marriage with Calyx, who is definitely, I call him a Hitler archetype, he has all of the similarities towards Hitler's reign to power, and he pretty much runs his kingdom how the Nazis ran theirs. Concentration camps, experiments, you name it, he's got it. And so it's very reminiscent. Then he has a brother named Gaughen, who is his kind of second in command, and he is the commander of his army. And y'all, Galen's character was one of the best characters in this novel, because where his character arc went, I wasn't expecting it. I was actually like, I didn't think it would go there, because I was like, no, that didn't seem like who he was, but he's really good at hiding who he truly is, because that's what he has to do. It was really good. I really liked him as a character. I also, I'm trying to like go through my review and see all the character names. I love Kata. I thought she was awesome, and I was always excited when she'd show up in scenes with Shalia. I loved her brothers. They had such a great, strong relationships. Kalos and Ryan were just so awesome, particularly Ryan. I really loved Ryan. And Kalios, I really loved him, probably more than Ryan, because he had that hawk, and I was like, that's cool. And so, Danae, Shalia's sister-in-law, she is the sister of Calyx and Gaughen, and her character arc went in a direction that I was not expecting, but I did enjoy it. And so, that's my review of Reign the Earth. I hope you pick this one up, because it's super awesome. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about it, but I really love it, and it's a new release, so that's maybe why. So let me know down below in the comments if you're planning on reading Reign the Earth, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you later. Happy reading. Bye!